mayoral election, Zoran Mamdani did not carry New York 6, neither in the primary nor in the general election. Your opponent, Congresswoman, also opted not to endorse him in both the primary and general election. Yet many observers see your campaign as drawing support from some of the same progressive activists, volunteers, and organizations that helped fuel his rise. Given that history, what is the path to victory in this district? What do you believe you are doing differently? And what voters are you reaching that would allow you to succeed where Mayor Mamdani did not? And were you disappointed that Mayor Mamdani did not endorse you in this race?
So the path to victory is this. In case you missed it, I've been doing town hall after town hall after town hall. I've done meet and greets. I work the farmer's market. I'll take any question from anybody about anything. Love me, hate me, don't know me. I want to be accountable and totally transparent about what I stand for. That's my strategy. It truly is. And I am knocking on doors. We've knocked on more than 50,000. Hopefully we'll knock on 50,000 more in the next 2 weeks as our volunteer base grows and grows and grows. We have gotten an incredible reception at the doors because people are so hungry for someone who will fight, for someone who will show up, someone who is transparent and accountable about what they believe. Even if people might disagree with it, they need to know what they're choosing. In terms of an endorsement from the mayor or anybody else, I would have welcomed his endorsement. I think he has activated an electricity and energy and excitement around politics in the city that we haven't felt maybe ever before. Maybe ever before. Politics has been this place of, like bland mashed potatoes, right? Instant food. It's not, the leaders we have in Queens don't represent always the fire and the spice and the diversity and the electricity of Queens. And so when we saw Mayor Mamdani coming up, it was almost the first time, at least in my lifetime, that I saw somebody that reflects that spice, for lack of a better word. I want that everywhere, at every level of government. We don't have it right now. But we need somebody who understands the grit and the hustle and the grind and that energy that we all feel when we're walking out, when we're taking the subway. That's what I hope to be. I would have welcomed his endorsement. Mayor Mamdani, if you're watching, then it's not too late, roll up, I'll give you a pound. And I do think it's disappointing that regardless of what you think about the mayor, after he won the Democratic primary, he was the Democratic nominee for mayor. I believe that Democratic elected officials should have endorsed him at that stage, and I am sorry to say Representative Meng did not. She was one of two, or maybe was she the only member of Congress who did not endorse him from the New York delegation after he won the Democratic primary? Okay, Richie Torres too. And then she also, again, voted with Republicans to condemn socialism the morning that he visited the White House. So I'm not sure why she has an axe to grind with Zoran Mamdani and the energy and electricity as he has unleashed in New York City politics. I would welcome that energy in my campaign.
Awesome, thank you so much. The next topic is, I think, very important, especially in this community. New York 6 includes residents with deeply personal connection to both Israelis and Palestinians. How do you view the ongoing Israel and Gaza conflict, and what responsibility, if any, does Congress have in addressing its local impact on community relations, hate crimes, and public discourse? In addition, when you have sitting elected officials like Councilmember Ina Warnikoff and Vicky Palladino spewing hateful rhetoric every single day, how do you plan on tackling the rises in Islamophobia and anti-Semitism this conflict has led to right here in New York City?
That is an extremely important question. I want to separate those two halves of it. First and foremost, anti-Semitism and Islamophobia are real and they're dangerous, and we see it, every single day in New York City, and it's a scary time. We see it with swastikas on a synagogue and houses here in Forest Hills. We see it when we have a sitting city council member harassing men who are praying outside of masjid in Brooklyn. And so every single one of us should denounce Islamophobia and anti-Semitism. This is Queens. This is Queens. We stand up for each other. That has no place in this borough or this city. Now that is a distinct question from Israel and Palestine, I believe. Now let me say October 7th was horrific. I mean, obviously there's a long history before October 7th, but let's start with that date. That was the massacre of more than 1,000 innocent people. It was the taking of hundreds of hostages. There were accounts of horrible things done to innocent women and children that day. And for 3 years after, there was the mass murder of tens upon tens of thousands of innocent civilians. I believe it is a genocide. And again, I don't use that word lightly. And if you have taken a moment to research this, you'll see that Holocaust scholars have deemed this a genocide. Lee Mordecai, he's a Holocaust scholar at the Hebrew University of Jerusalem. He has deemed what has happened a genocide. The UN High Commissioner on Human Rights has assessed that what happened is a genocide. It is horrific. The scale of that death and destruction, intentional, is horrific. And the worst part is our direct involvement in it as the United States. I don't know why billions of our resources, of Queen's tax dollars, are being used not to feed our families, not to give us health care and child care, but to blow up people in Gaza. I think that is a moral failure, and I think it leaves a dark stain on our national conscience. And in Congress, I will fight to stop all military aid to the state of Israel. I will vote to recognize the genocide in Palestine. And I will, going broader than that, not support any increase to the Pentagon budget.
Thank you so much. Can we give a round of applause for Craig Coates? We'll head into a little bit and lighter part of the forum. So it's a lightning round. Hopefully the responsible.
Oh, yeah.
So first is favorite restaurant or small business in the